and be like, I see the future, we are together, we are, like, I don't know. Confucius.
Yes, you know how it goes.
I do.
You captured it very
Yes.
well. The confusion here comes from mistaking between weaknesses and wickedness.
Hey.
Weaknesses are human.
Yes.
Wickedness is not.
Okay.
It's diabolical, it's demonic. Again, not everybody you love is capable of giving you love. Not everybody you love is capable of giving you marriage. Not everybody you fall in love with, everybody says they'll marry you, is mentally and emotionally prepared for the journey of marriage, for the transformation marriage requires. Many can promise, few can deliver. Partners and politicians have something in common. They campaign to be voted in.
Oh God, that is the truth.
Campaign and promise a lot of projects.
Yes.
And unlike politicians who have a cycle of at least being voted out, this other one is permanent and pensionable.
Hey.
And to remove them is a whole process. And what I want you to realize is that when people fall in love, they can believe their own lies, that they are ready for the challenge. Be careful with a liar who has believed their own lies, because they speak them with conviction.
Ati.
A normal liar knows they're lying and they'll fabricate, and then you can peer through
Okay.
the lie. That's a normal liar.
Okay. Then there's the other one.
The liar who knows this is not true
Yes.
and say, I'll come tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow at 8. Don't worry. Yes, and they know they'll not come.
Yes.
So what's your plan for the rest of the day today? Don't worry, today I'll be in the evening, we'll be in Kiambu, Thika, but I'm sure I'll leave by you can examine when they're lying to determine. But a person who is actually convinced,
Yes.
they'll be back and they'll be here, they'll say it with such conviction.
Yes.
That will make you to believe them. And that's the problem with also charisma. There are a lot of people who have a lot of positive personal energy. The first rule in charisma is to be attractive. You must be magnetic, not repulsive. And it applies a lot in romance and relationships. Some of the rules I've been telling ladies who are saying, how come nobody sees me? Because you're not seeable. There's nothing outstanding with you. If you want to be noticed, stand out.
You have to be seeable.
Please.
Okay.
Ladies put a lot of effort to blend in and be invisible, and they still wonder why they're not being seen. They dress average. They
It's comfortable.
They tone down
Yes.
to what is lazy and easy.
It's easy. It doesn't.
And also stand out. If Mwikali was to look like this along the road, she'll get a lot of attention.
So I don't. I remember the first day I came here and you're like, I don't know who lied to ladies that you have to fit in. You don't have to.
Exactly.
You stand out.
There's no virtue in looking ordinary. I don't know who told people it's virtuous to look like the lady next door. So there are people who come convincing you how they have loved you and they are sure. But before they saw you, they were not building infrastructure for marriage. This is the problem.
Okay.
I'm coming to explain repeated offenses and why people promise insincerity that they intend to change, that they actually intend to. Okay, again.
Okay.
You can detect a liar who does not intend to do what they're saying. But a person who is promising in earnest when they don't have the capacity to perform what they're promising. But they believe it so much. The way we go to God and swear, if you forgive me this time, I will never. And in your mind, you sincerely intend never to do it.
At that moment.
The things God hears.
I know it is the truth. It is. Oh.
You cry.
Like, oh God,
You give your fairy, you roll on the views.
like, just save me this one time. This. And then the next time you don't know what to do now because you promised.
You used to, you increase your...
They're like, you are a forgiving God.
So the people live like that
Yes.
in their personal lives
Yeah.
and like that in their love life.
Oh.
So weaknesses are human proclivities, places of lack of strength. Weakness, just lacking strength. A place where we lack the strength. A place where we need to develop, to work on. And some of us men have embarrassing weakness. There was a minister who was caught with the torn socks. And they blamed the wife. They blamed whoever. And there are many places I've seen people of stature dressed very shabbily. I don't blame them because I know without the help of my wife, I'll be there. Another has compensated for my weakness.
Yes.
I have a weakness there in paying keen attention to small things that are important. Sometimes I will tie my tie and I don't. The last button, if it is uncomfortable, I don't tie it. Then I do shows. Now my wife is very uncomfortable with that. I should be throughout.
I think I've seen. Not closed.
I forget it. That's not. I mean,
but it matters to her.
I came to know small things count because that's our space.
Yes.
So now I'm keen. And so, where's the mirror? Place the mirror. Look before.
Oh.
So now I'm improving.
Yes.
That's an area of weakness.
Yes.
So you can always forgive if he does not tie the button today. I reminded you. It irritated you in unnecessary. When I was in campus, I was living with a guy who would never close. Would never after you use the jelly, he doesn't close it.
Yes. My mom, I used to do the same. It's like where is it? You know, like, but mom, it was right there. You know, you didn't. Yeah.
So an area of repeated forgetfulness that is annoying.
That is a weakness, human weakness.
Yes.
Okay.
And my wife was asking me the carefulness men take to their cars, why they don't take it to their clothes. Because he said, when you guys, your cars have anything, a minor thing,
you're already at the garage. I felt a thing do a thing.
And I never have to remind you to wash your car or do anything to it. It is.
Yes.
And it is in your mind that I'm saying, so why is the split, you guys? I said, no, we think about big things, the big picture, He managed to get away with. But I see the point she's aiming at.
Yeah.
If you want, you can learn something.
Yeah.
If you really want, you can learn it. And it's to say weaknesses can be worked on through learning, through improvement, conscious effort, even if it's not an area of your strength. And when you are careless there, it will appear, later on it will start having a glaring, and it can hold you back. Over time, you can fail to reach the full potential because of a weakness you never compensated for. Let's go to wickedness. Wickedness is conscious, selfish, wrong choices that will hurt the other person, but you either don't care whether they come to know about it, or you don't care how it will affect them even if they know about it. Selfishness. Uncaring choices. You commit to marry, to love a person, to be them for life, but you continue to treat them in a way that is contrary to what you promised. You vowed, but you break your vows. You break your promises. Another thing, wickedness, is to undertake something you don't have the capacity for, knowing you don't.
Yeah.
Two definitions of wickedness.
Yeah.
Having a secret things you're doing behind my back.
Yeah. Wickedness.
Consciously knowing and hiding them. You know they're wrong, that's why you delete the message, that's why you hide, that's why you. Secondly, undertaking to be my wife when you know all along you never wanted to marry anybody. The people who, it's even known, their girlfriends are surprised that she's getting married. Who? And because her notions are against submission to a husband, yielding to authority, they can't stand mother-in-law, another woman. She just doesn't have the makeup of a wife. She is pissed off why she has to cook for anyone, clean for anyone.
Yeah.
Share my money with who? There are women who hate the position. And if you hate it and live on your own, nobody will ever bother you.
Nobody.
Marriage is not compulsory.
You know it's not.
In fact, it is not needed to enter to heaven.
No.
Paul was not married. Daniel was even a eunuch. We have very great guys in history who worked their lives to their full capacity without getting married. So it's wickedness to marry when you know you don't have the infrastructure for marriage. You're coming there for what you can get from me, the social status, or maybe there's the money or the good life or the bedroom pleasure or something. It's wickedness when you have to complain about the very fundamentals of being a husband, the fundamentals of including me in your life, discussing your decisions, tell me what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Us doing life together. Have you ever had people complaining about their union and you're wondering what kind of union are we talking about? It has a problem every side.
Yes.
Does not communicate, does not include me.
Where is the union?
Doesn't respect me, hides me from, nobody knows.
No union.
What are we discussing here?
Yeah.
So many people, it's not that there's a problem in the union itself is a problem.
Yeah.
When you're trying to correct a car that is okay except a particular thing. And when you have to replace the car because the car itself is wrong.
Oh my God.
Those are different problems.
Yes.
So many people describe a heap of problems, you know, and you're asking them, so where are we? What are you doing here? Is to say some people deceived others to marry them when they were not ready for and those are the people one day just wake up and go unprovoked. You've heard of people, fortunes arrived, they get more money and now they can live the life. Many of them were married for financial survival. And there are people who cannot handle the power and options and opulence and prestige that money brings and fame. And the moment the money comes, they get carried away. Some people don't break apart because of problems.
No.
They break apart because of opportunity and success. Success also ruins marriages. When people are staying back because of comradeship. Only when you share bills can we manage our lives.
But now there's no need for that.
Once I have more money, yes. So there are people who are kept small for their souls to be saved. God knows their potential.
Way. I don't want to be those ones, Jehovah.
If they get this kind of life, they will be lost.
Yeah.
And that's why it takes process to be grown into some things. I keep telling my boys club that it's good you want the big cars, but let me remind you, not just the responsibility and money, the atmosphere
that you carry.
The other day the guy in front of us was a Lexus. Good car, shining. And then girls kept gesturing at him, but they never noticed us.
You said you like the small ones to
I told my wife, my theory proven. Freely proven.
Yes.
It was just incidental.
Yes.
He was driving an SUV, I'm driving a sedan.
Yes.
Sedans are not known by, most people cannot recognize which is which. You need to know cars to identify them. Or to look keenly at least.
We are looking at this big one.
So the big ones is very imposing.
Yes.
When they put the lights, when the way they...
You wonder, it's not even dark, but it's still...
Even the way the engine is running, even when it's not moving, when you ignite it. You know, sedans, you have to confirm whether the engine is running.
This is the one, is it?
Even when it's not moving, just the way it's like it's breathing. It's like it's looking at you. So I keep telling my boys, be careful. Can you start? That guy kept being beckoned. You must be very principled.
That is true.
When you're attracting so much attention.
Yes.
And so my girl drives also those raced ones. And she keeps getting the body language, the gesture. And she lowers the window to answer back.
It's a girl, guys. It's a girl. Go on with your business.
And I used to underestimate that thing. I used to think it's an exaggeration. But I began to see it more and more. More and more. More and more. There are some things, the house you live, the area you move to, the clothes you wear, just the things, the way you carry yourself is associated with money and opportunity for many people, and they keep on giving you too much temptations that will not otherwise have been there. Before you ask to be taken to the next level, can you handle it? The side effects. The side business. David did not lose himself after he became king. He would still praise and forget himself. The way he used to praise as a boy, he used to praise as a king. Yeah. But Michal did not understand this kind of behavior, because being king is supposed to. Because she was born to it. Something you may be born into, then they prevent you. And it's not always, as we said, let's not bring our children to poverty and lack.
No.
But again, let's teach them the fundamentals, even from the place. All right. So it's to say, part of what we are dealing with is people who lie when they have not worked to transform themselves to be a selfless, to be a partner and to live in true love. You must be selfless and put the other first and think about the other person and be sincere and open. That character work is very painful. That's why people keep debating. No, when we are married, must we show what we are doing on our phone? When we are married, must I say where I'm going? When we are married, must I come home at 9 p.m.? When we are married, must he ask me what I'm talking to? They keep debating the real things that require bond and unity and intimacy. They're debating the components of marriage. Why did you come to marriage if you're so uncomfortable with the things that define marriage? Transparency, trust, faithfulness, open, freeness, becoming one. People wish marriage was a supermarket. They only pick this, pick the other. Then the cocktail.
Everything.
I want a cocktail of only mango and please don't put too much sugar. Just
No ice cubes today. I'll take ice cubes tomorrow.
you know. The human psychology about marriage requires unity. So why you girls who are softer, you boys who are good-hearted, keep forgiving wickedness? Because you don't differentiate between human weaknesses that we should be assisted to work on and wickedness. Wickedness is conscious decisions that are hurtful and detrimental to our union. All right? And false lying about where you are in life and your mindset about this. There are people who know they will never change, but they keep promising to change, keep promising to change, keep promising, and they're not working on it. So what shall you do then? If you realize you have this person who, you give them a chance, another chance, another chance, another chance. I don't want you to give more than one chance in the following cases.
Okay. Notebooks.
Something that has potential to ruin your marriage in terms of reputation, your feelings like cheating, taking a big loan, bad-mouthing you with their people, something that is so potentially destructive to your mental health, to your reputation, to your economy. If you take a loan quietly and it affects us as a union, I have the right to walk out. I can give you one chance to learn your lesson. If I realize you applied for other kind of loans like that, that's the kind of financial philosophy I've chosen to live, and I have nothing to do with it. People wait for too much until you are locked in prison to realize it was bad enough. One lady was married to a guy who was conning people, quietly.
Yeah.
Conning people, and they did not know where he was taking the money. Okay, he was a mild gambler and also a drinker, but they suspected he could be having other things he's doing. There might be a secret child or something. But these are ladies who live in denial because her marriage looks okay on the surface.
Okay.
And one of the people the guy had conned told her when they met at one of the places they were mediating to know how to get the money back. And she told her to her face, "My daughter, I pity you. You don't know your husband. I pity you." Money, doing things, taking financial decisions that risk our family, risk our name, our reputation, without involving me, without us consulting, or because of your insistence and extravagant lifestyle, buying cars and taking trips and we can hardly afford and putting us down. When that's enough for me to say, "Excuse me, go live your life."
Yeah.
If you cannot be patient to grow slowly and we buy what we can agree on, thank you. There are other people who, they call it weakness, emotional cheating, flirting. That's not weakness. That's a decision. Exactly. Let me remind you that after you got married, you lost the right to keep entertaining every man, to check whether he is the one. Every woman, to check whether she's the one.
Yep.
Checking them out. And saying we were just talking.
No.
Even as we started by just talking.
Yes.
The process we followed, nobody else is entitled to be applied to it because we closed that chapter. This other thing of hiding my phones, don't touch my phones. If you're not doing anything fishy, some people say, anybody can send anything into my phone. And if you go from my phone looking for something, you are sure to find it. Am I a dummy not to know who is just you? They're looking for you, but you're not into them.
That's easy to see.
I've cancelled couples, and then one of them is so timid. I don't want to stand in their place. But I can see, my friend, you're too fearful.
No.
Too fearful. Too fearful. The lady is saying, you're not supposed to touch my phones because as adults, we should just trust each other.
Okay.
Yeah, don't touch your phones. Why are you touching mine?
And the gentleman is okay with that?
I don't bother about your phones, your passwords. You don't hide them, but I don't want to know them. I think we should protect. But she has cheated in the past.
Ah, okay, cool. Let's just get the phones.
He had left everything like that until he came to realize she was doing mischief. But you've forgiven me. Give me a chance now to build. So by the side, I just tell the guy, once you've forgiven once, after that, you usually watch the attitude.
Yeah.
You valued your union too much. You said you have cheated once and you're saying you're willing. So in cheating and these things, you give one chance to see whether they really have woken up. Sometimes people can be in a form of slumber, unawareness. Have they learned what they can stand to lose? So I tell him, bro, after you've forgiven the first time, you should not be moving around counselors and looking for mediators. When we are coming from a thing, I should be seeing you putting effort to correct what was wrong.
Yeah.
For the sake of winning my trust back, I expect you to be open. And she's saying, I can give you this once and I buy another one and keep it in the office. Huh? What's the point of just, I mean, we should just trust each other. And I'm saying you should discern the attitude.
Okay.
And I'm saying if I were in a position like that where a person has violated my trust and I'm not seeing effort towards showing me how open and easy now we are living openly, I would say you may not be doing anything, but that secret itself will trouble me because I've been betrayed in the past.
Yeah.
And if you're not willing, trust, forgiving is one thing, but gaining the trust is another journey. Teaching me that you're not who you showed me to be by your actions should be upon you.
Yeah.
And because you're not ready to do the work, I'll release you easily. Because I don't want to live with a torment. Why are you hiding the phones? Last time you hid them, you are doing things. What is happening? That troubling thought will stop me from being creative, will raise my temper, sugar,
pressure.
blood pressure. What are we doing? Please. What we want is peace and trust. Trust is earned. I only give you the chance to prove yourself.
Yeah.
So it's to say you don't forgive twice. Once a person has done it the first time, and you will give them a chance, you are entitled to walk out. Even the Bible allows you on account of infidelity, you can walk out. But once a person you have decided, let me see, you should see positive effort. And we're not putting pressure on them to abandon their life. No. We're saying those areas of shady areas that were existing before, I should see you removing the shady areas and making me humanly comfortable. You may not have to go overboard, but I should not see shady areas in your life anymore. You don't forgive cheating once and then you don't see a changed behavior, then you're waiting to forgive it again. That is not forgiving, is condoning.
Okay.
What you accommodate will continue. That is always the rule. What you accommodate will continue. The person has done it and learned that they can do it. There's a saying among my people that once a sparrow has dug the ground to get a cassava, when it comes tomorrow, it will not need to dig. It will just remove the soil with the tail. So when you see people removing the soil with the tail, they had dug yesterday.
Yeah.
They have learned, they have softened the ground.
Yes.
Many people are pushing boundaries, and I told you to be careful not to tell people that for you separation or divorce is a taboo. Because once they
don't
learn,
do that where I come from.
once they learn you can't go anywhere, they will do everything to you.
Yeah.
And many people are no longer in love. They're just staying there because they can't walk out. And that's why there's a lot of fireworks in that union. Some people are together, but they are no longer together. It's just because walking out has all these rules. And they live like they're not together. It's all chaos and tension and strife. And they use children as an excuse. Well, in fact, we said children are the first reason to walk out of a dysfunctional union.
Yes.
To spare them the scarring.
Yeah.
Children would rather be one parent or being parented separated by parents or separated peacefully than being kept in a union that is explosive and scarring. This is always the rule. The other thing you don't forgive twice is, you only forgive once, is if a person has teamed with outsiders, ganged against you.
Your own husband or wife?
Yes. People can gang against you. They are calling your partners at work or your relatives or your friends to badmouth you.
Okay.
To discuss you negatively or spy on you. Usually some things are so disrespectful That even when there's no cheating involved, once you find out, you realize this is not your friend. This is not a friend. Anybody who goes to, one guy discovered a text the wife had sent to one of his sisters, saying, I know the men from my husband's family are useless. So she's asking, is that a reason enough for this guy to walk out? Imagine he just discovered me bad-mouthing him with his... and I said, what kind of bad-mouthing was it? We just said those men. So anybody who gangs up, in the laws of the land we say treason or betraying your country at a time of war is punished. It's a capital offense. It's also a capital offense when you betray me and badmouth me. Do you know why? Out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks. By the time you say it, you must believe it. Mwikali, you can't say anything about a person that you don't believe in and you can't stand. Even a person, if they try to badmouth your husband, you will silence them yourself. But if you join them to talk like that, to me that's what genuinely, you're not with me sincerely.
No.
That's what you think about me. And it's a matter, so I told him, the guy realized he's living with an enemy. It's only a matter of time before the real claws come out. Maybe you are here for convenience. A time will come when you will not see the need. The last reason you don't accommodate is when a person is physical. Once a person has raised their hand or behaving, physical does not always mean slapping or kicking or punching. That is physical itself. But there is another physical. This one. This. My wife was told by her grandpa that a man who does this to you, the way they do with children, if he does this to you, he will pierce you with a knife. Run. He will stab you. And part of physical is when you are moving and I step in front of you, stop, or I push you to the wall. And women, their physical can be indirect. They throw a plate at you, a phone at you, objects at you. If a person does that and this, it's because I was pregnant. I was having bad mood. I was this. It was a jealous fit. I was thinking of cheating. I was thinking, the first time you can listen and say, please, I can't leave this. That's not the marriage I envisioned. I sleep and close my eyes. What if you pour hot water on me? What if the same thing comes over you when I'm asleep? Ask yourself that, Mwikali. Whatever came over them, what if it comes when you're in a vulnerable situation? I lost myself. If you lose yourself when you're driving a car and you throw it to a tree and we die, all of us.
And then what?
So if you have a temper that is out of control, we are not safe with you. Simple. Not everybody is supposed to get married. We can't trust you with our lives when you have a tendency of losing your temper and throwing a knife and talking to me and saying, do you know I can put this house on fire? There's some things people say. You don't wait. Me, I can burn this house and disappear. Nobody will know where I am. By the time you imagine those things and say them, I am not safe with you. Me, I can kill every child here. What will happen? So, some expression of violence, physical assault itself, the kind of abuse that is degrading. If somebody calls you by body parts, if somebody insults you by your mother, insults you by your father, that is extreme. If they say they were drunk or something, you can listen once and tell them, please just know, this is not the life I wanted. But I have decided to give it a chance. Have you come this far? Work on yourself. But should I see it, even as I sniff it, I'll be gone. Let me remind you, Mwikali, that people only respect you when they know they can lose you. Human nature is so that we only treasure what we know we can't take for granted. Once we know you are here and you are here, nothing can happen, no consequences. The Bible says, because the punishment for sin is delayed, people's hearts are inclined towards sin. Ecclesiastes. God said he will do some things and he hid the hell, but he mentioned it. He said, the soul that sinneth shall die. But he did not do it immediately. So people tend to believe, there's nothing. So instead of just keeping quiet and letting people, just let them know, these are your limits. Let them know you may wish to, but you can't put up with this kind of behaviors. Yes.
The meat in this conversation today is for you to be able to know the weakness and the wickedness.
Yes.
Differentiate the two. Akina Sisi. And this is how we wrap it up. The more chances you give someone, the less respect you get from them. And you've been given the limit as one and the instances where we need to draw the line. Do not wait, and if they're apologetic, you need to be able to see the attitude change. And should they learn that breakup is a taboo for you, now they'll feel free to do anything they want because you cannot go anywhere. Do not confuse being committed with being weak, and never allow people to think you'll stay through anything, because then they'll put you through everything. Let there be always a silent understanding that there's a kind of disrespect you cannot take, and if they act like they no longer need you, you'll readily step out. This is not being flighty nor or not committed, but rather it is the proof of possessing a healthy self-esteem and self-respect.